welcome to the Bounty Puck. I'm Tom, and as always, I'm with my co-host today, James Hobson, who has a Halloween costume and tries to be Robert Rodriguez. This week, we sadly don't have a guest nerd because on a short notice, we have a tragedy. Or he had a tragedy, so Matt Taylor couldn't show up, but that leads us right into our next and new episode of The Mandalorian, Chapter 14, The Tragedy, by Robert Rodriguez. So many connections there, James. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm good. My dishwasher and washing machine, they're all fine. I haven't had to wait for a plumber to come out. I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
Matt, I hope you're not offended by those jokes. The thing is, we've been talking for a couple hours before because we were doing stuff and just chatting about and ranting, venting, what you do in those times when you lose a loved one. In terms of the episode here, I'm sorry, nobody died here. People, I'm sorry.
A dishwasher might have died.
Yeah, that's the only tragedy so far in this episode. And our episode is also a tragedy. It can only get downhill from here, but we're having fun. I hope you're having fun too. And as always, welcome back to the show. So, as I mentioned, Robert Rodriguez directed Chapter 14. The episode length is 33 minutes. And what were your initial thoughts of this episode, James?
I loved it. I thought I just wanted more. It felt like the start of a film almost, which is interesting because it's done by Rodriguez. I could have totally taken another hour of that. There was a lot of fan service, obviously, but I thought it was handled really well. I just wanted more.
You wanted more, okay. I was actually okay on it, I have to say. A couple choices I did not really like, but we will get into that. Especially for me, it was the camera angles and choices and in the way things were portrayed. But oh well, I guess we'll.
Sounds like you absolutely hated it the way you're talking about it.
No, but some things I really didn't like, I have to say. But we will get into that, as I said. The first part of the episode, we are in the Razor Crest, and in the Razor Crest, we have the name game going on. It's not banana, but it's definitely a Grogu chuckle, I would call it. Did you like it when he was fucking around with him?
Yeah, that was good. You're starting to see humility and laughter. That was cool. Yeah. It was a really neat little trick. Yeah.
I loved also when he was like, "Thank Derek," and he's like, "What? I didn't do anything. Why? What did I do?" I think that was really funny to see, and so I really enjoyed that part in the Razor Crest. Also, then we have the Force moment because he's training him again in a kind of way with the little knob. And this can be seen as kind of training, but he also states that he cannot train him. How did you feel about this revelation in terms of their commitment?
Yeah, it's kind of a sad moment. It's like he almost wants to, in a way, take on the full role of a father, or is getting there. But he's kind of resigned to the fact, you're bigger than me now. The roles have been kind of reversed. I've seen, Yeah,
if not in a body, but in terms of the force.
In terms of some powers. Yeah, so it was kind of tinged with a little bit of sadness. But yeah, we're definitely seeing the switch around on Baby Yoda from being this cute little thing into something which is, possibly super powerful and important for the Jedi.
Yeah. And that continues on through the episode. And when we are going to the planet there, we have kind of I love this kind of moment because it feels like a sightseeing moment. We're flying around with the ship. First of all, yeah, before we get into that, how we see the planet, it's Tython. How did they get there so fast? Where was the filler episode to get there?
I know, like this seems crazy. Why couldn't you have done this before? This
Yeah,
seems
right.
to be able to zip around to the places that he needs to go. Kind of, yeah.
It's
Where's
like
that episode?
it's like really interesting. I mean, because he was actually in the outer rim, and now he's in the mid core because Tython is very close to
Mhm.
Coruscant. So I thought we might see Coruscant, but I guess not.
Just got there quick.
Yeah, he got
When
there
he, when
quick.
he needs to, he puts his foot down.
Yeah,
That's what he did this time.
pedal to the metal. The ship
He,
was repaired.
exactly. It's like, oh, we can go now. It's fine. We don't have to get some MacGuffin and
Yeah,
trade
yeah.
anything. I don't have to
Finally,
offer my services.
finally. But yeah, we will get back to those filler stuff later on in the episode because yeah, as I mentioned, sightseeing. There was lots of sightseeing going on, and they were flying around, and I loved like the jokes he was making, like does this look Jedi to you? and and then they fly there, look at it, and it's like if you're like on a plane like close to a city and you look out of the little windows and then you see like a site like the Eiffel Tower or TV tower in Berlin,
You're
for
like
example.
sticking your head to the glass, going, "Oh, whoa! Look at
Yeah,
that!"
it kind of felt like that with it. Did you have like the same feeling or?
Yeah, yeah. It's obviously like a grand place, like because the rest of the terrain and stuff was all just pretty bland.
Mm,
So yeah, definitely getting Stonehenge vibes.
yeah. How was it for
Um,
you as a British person there? Did you ever have you
what
ever been
Stonehenge?
have you ever been there?
Oh no, I've never been to Stonehenge. I've been like right next to it, in Glastonbury when I went to Glastonbury because it's
Yeah.
fairly close.
How about you go
They
to the
have they have
festival?
some ruins there, like at Glastonbury, which are like supposed to be from the same era, and they have
Fake
this.
it till you make it.
Yeah, right. You just take certain things and pretend you're in Stonehenge. Yeah,
Hmm.
and I actually got married like on one of the ruins.
You got
I
married.
don't know.
Wow, that's the first thing. I did not know you got married. Say what?
No, well, it was supposed to be like apparently I haven't heard anything since. There was like some random person and we both like got married by some druids. So in
Interesting.
in the druid like
Interesting.
world, then I'm a married man.
How
Yeah.
how does that work in a druid like work? By the way, while we're Stonehenging around
Don't know, it's
the
like
Star Wars
Jedi. I
universe.
suppose. You're not supposed to have any attachment as a Jedi though, are you? So yeah.
No, you're not supposed to. But how was it for a druid though? Like do we have to say something? Is it like how does it work?
I can't remember. I was at a festival, like very
Oh,
drunk.
okay. You didn't have to say anymore. I got it.
No, it's better if we like leave that.
Okay.
There was no meditation involved.
Did you get divorced at some point, or are you still married?
I don't know. That's the thing. I think I'm still technically married.
Okay, interesting,
Mm,
interesting. So many things to know about you, James.
gotta.
um,
It won't be revealed on YouTube though. So yeah,
yeah,
or Spotify.
great. So the whole Stonehenge thing by aside, they cannot land there right away at the peak at the weather top of Star Wars, basically, since the Gaps release was today. So, and yeah, he mentions that we have to get their windows down. I think it was windows down, right? And then they're flying there. I think that was like a really fun moment, getting there on or like with the jetpack. How did you like that? And he was like, my favorite part was when he's like squealing. It's like wee.
Yeah, it was exactly like that. I still don't understand why he said that you have to do it with the windows down. What's that all about? I don't get it.
Because this is just there are no windows, but he's still flying. I don't know. I guess that's the joke here.
Like, went
That's
over my
I
head,
get.
obviously.
You're not Drax. Nothing goes over your head. I have super fast reflexes. But yeah, I think it's a maybe Mando humor we don't get. I don't know. He grew up. He,
Mandalorian humor, for God's sake. Ugh.
he grew up in the watch, so I don't know. What can we expect?
True. Yeah, like underground, like they're funny guys.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I'm reminded of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. You know, he coming out of the bunker, getting to know the world.
Yeah, picking up terrible humor.
Exactly. Yeah, and they arrive there fairly fast, and then we can see a lot of close-ups in terms of. Oh, that's not one I wanted to show. I wanted to show this one. And yeah, there's like a stone in the middle, like a dome shaped sphere, a half sphere, and it has some ruins on it. And yeah, love it when he puts Baby Yoda obviously on to the stone there, and then like they have like this little conversation. Nothing is really happening, and he doesn't know anything about the Jedi or anything. He's like, oh well, do your thing. I can stay here, but the rest you have to do the rest.
Do your thing, like whatever your thing is.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You do it. Oh,
He doesn't know anything. It's so funny. I like it. I like it that he's so like oblivious, but still wants to protect them. Just
yeah,
like that. That shows how loyal he is and like what it means to him. So
yeah.
I think that's
He
really
can see the importance of it, can't he? Obviously, but he just doesn't know like the
exactly
Jedi stuff.
exactly. And then we see later, like a little bit later, we see those blue butterflies, and those blue butterflies have been part of the Star Wars universe before. They were in Rebels, I think, or in Clone Wars, in one of the episodes, and
I
they
know
were
it from the comic.
exactly. We're in a comic where you can see Darth Vader and the blue butterflies flying around. It's like supposed to show the light side of the Force. So I think that comes there in there as well. I think that's really interesting. But what I also kind of because like fans were like they had this theory that because Anakin and Grogu should be about the same age in terms of years and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that could also be a kind of connection, like with those butterflies, because if Anakin was born from the Force, like we are led to believe, and we don't know the origins of Grogu in terms of where he was born or where he comes from, so maybe he was also born from the Force and to balance Anakin. But those are all like ideas that swirl around my head, and that maybe has maybe the Vader connection when you look at the comics. But that's
Yeah.
very interpretive.
What I kind of like interpreted from that was kind of it's Vader kind of like looking in on himself. And it's like when you see it in the comic, it's quite like a gnarled like figure, and the butterflies are very bright, and they represent the fact that there is still light left in him. For me, that I thought, well, maybe it's a similar kind of thing with Grogu going on, because he's had a lot of fear and sensed, like Ahsoka sensed like some darkness in him. So it might have been a similar thing for him, like during the meditation and stuff, he might have been seeing his fears, and the butterflies were just representing the fact that, you know, all is not lost, that he can be kind of like brought back more to the light side and he can still do good. That was my take.
Yep.
That's a good thing about Star Wars. You can look into all these little bits and take what you want from it.
I like that take. And and then we finally have a liftoff, basically, and our little friend is getting into the force field in multiple ways there, and I think it looks really cool. You can see the runes which you sadly can't make out what they are saying and the language, but it has to probably to do something with the Jedi. And it's like you can see the beacon going up in the sky. So basically, the connection is established. But I wonder who is at the other end and what he's seeing. And at the same,
it sounds like it was like the internet. Like your connection is now established.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, dial-up modem.
Jedi dial-up, nice.
Jedi dial-up. Yeah, it would be like, you know. Oh yeah, we're having fun today. But yeah, then at the same time, one of our favorite guys shows up. The Slave One is in the sky, so all the people who know Boba Fett know that it's Boba Fett. So that's really cool that we see the Slave One approaching, and the concept art for that looks also really amazing I think also the concept art looks more in terms of the colors. It looks more lush. It looks more like Actu, where Luke is hiding out basically, or is in exile. And I think I would have loved to see that more than the bare landscape that we have in this episode. Yeah.
I agree with that. I guess maybe they thought that they should try and separate it a bit from Act 2 in the end, but I kind of agree. Maybe it was just literally a case of location scouting. I don't know if they filmed that before, like the lockdown or whatever, but who knows? But yeah, I prefer the lush kind of like image, like the concept art.
Yeah, I also loved. I don't know. I think did they show that later on? I don't know if I took a screen grab from of that, but when he is sitting there and he's like meditating and holding like his little tiny fingers, that's so cute. Love that part. This little detail. Doing that was really interesting to see. And but yeah, the Mandalorian is like, hey, I have to get down there because I have to protect him as long as I can. So he finds his people, and the Mando throws himself down there without thinking about it twice, and sees what he can do. I love also the helmet tech he's using again to see like the heat signatures on that, and then we see like he's getting shot at. Boba just like walks out and is like, let's talk. Let's see what's up. I want my armor, buddy. Where's my armor? And then I think they have I love the conversation about Creed and what it means to be a Mandalorian in that regard. And I think that was really, really interesting what he came up with and what he was referring to, but he never gave something really away. And then they have like this talk because Fennec Shand is back in business. The character from the Gunslinger episode, and she has like this Vader-like insides in her now, and because Boba Fett helped her replace it. And yeah,
that was kind of like a bit dumb, but very Star Warsy.
Yeah, I mean, replacing parts with like machines. I think that was really cool. I think it looked cool, like those pulled away.
Yeah.
If they would make an action figure for that, I would love to have that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Just like take away that little bit.
Yes. Like, imagine like a Sideshow Hot Toys or whatever 6 scale figure where you can take it away and it actually moves inside. That would be amazing.
Yeah, there you go.
Would love to do
got that lockdown.
Yeah.
Hot Toys.
Hot Toys, please make this happen. Yeah, but I love the way that we get some more on the Mandalorian ways, and like Boba is like really is like, I'm just a man traveling the galaxy. That's basically what Django says. Like my father before me is what basically Django says in Attack of the Clones when he meets Obi-Wan. And there's like a lot of callbacks, and he actually gives this kind of same performance as his father, like biological father in that sense. I don't know if we can call him father, but since Boba is a clone of that, which brings me also to the idea, which I realized a little later though, or thought about it a little later in the episode, what was going on, that there's like a connection. Boba and his father and his clone protecting him, having him unaltered and everything. And now we have Din and Grogu as basically the same kind of figure. And maybe Grogu is a clone as well of some sorts. And I think that's really interesting to look at it this way. And it would be awesome if Grogu would grow up to be a Mandalorian bounty hunter.
He gets a little helmet. That'd be cool.
Dig it, yeah. He can if Daddy dies, basically, he can he can take his armor and melt it in because he doesn't
Yeah.
need that much, so he has more.
We haven't seen the armorer yet, have we? I
No,
wonder if she's going to appear.
I wonder too. She better. Yeah, but yeah, that was like really interesting that they struck this kind of deal to protect the child in exchange for the armor. And yeah, then we have then the party starts going on. It was like really really fast, and then we have some interesting guys shows up, and they are the stormtroopers. And the stormtroopers, they come in this first order landing ship that we see in the Force Awakens when Finn lands on a planet there. That was really cool to see, and I really enjoyed that part. And then we have something I really liked, and which was the because Din goes back and he wants to like take Grogu and like bring him to safety, and he tries to fight against the barrier, and the barrier gets pushed away to some extent, and I think that shows how strong the Beskar is, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I guess it'd be interesting. Yeah, it would have been interesting to see like what someone without armor, like what that would do. Who knows? But yeah, we know Beskar is super strong.
Yeah.
It certainly pushed him back.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was literally just very very strong concentrated like force power, or whether it would have done harm to anyone else. Difficult to know.
I don't think maybe not harm, but like, you know, holding things off. So I kind of
Yeah.
like after he tried to get through there and like got pushed back, I was wondering why would he try that again? Because like I mean, the child seems to be safe. If you cannot get through there with your Beskar armor, I don't know if anything can get through there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
That was
He's just dumb, isn't he?
and also weird choice. What about the jetpack? Why did he grab grab the jetpack right away? Why didn't he remote control it back to his back? What's up with that?
Oh, he's stressed, man. He's like got the better of him.
Nah, okay. Lazy
He's
writing.
a dad
I
now,
call
like,
it lazy writing.
he thinks about the kid first and foremost.
yeah.
And he gets
But he needs the jetpack to, you know, there are all the diapers in there, so he.
Oh yeah, he modded it, didn't he? It's got the little diaper pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
There you go. And yeah, so I mean, he can remote control it. He could stay up there and from there look over it and get it back to him. So I just wondered. That was really weird to me. But yeah. Oh well. We also see
Whole season rubbish.
it's all rubbish. It's all bullshit. That's not my Star Wars. I'm kidding.
My take, it's all bullshit because he didn't remote control the jetpack in that episode.
Yeah, we see a lot of stormtroopers. We see also as like an officer with the orange shoulder pad there that we know from A New Hope. That was like when we first see them, and then this typical Jedi talk, blast them, and then have that in there as a stormtrooper. It was not a stormtrooper that probably didn't say that to the Jedi, but like in general, saying that. So.
Basically all they can say.
Yeah, exactly. It's their voice module can only say blast them.
Yep.
But
if I
yeah,
just press a button inside and it just comes out like that. They're not even saying it. They don't even know what to say.
yeah.
Blast them.
And then we see the newfound Boba, and Boba has like the gaffy stick from the Tusken Raiders, and this gaffy stick is like a multi-tool. We saw it like brushing teeth and stuff. And now we see it killing people. And Boba is like, you know, Tamara Morrison is Maori, and he actually plays the club, the gaffy stick fighting scene like a Maori warrior, like hitting people very, very visceral, very. You could see the armor splattering away, which was crazy, and like the aftermath, people like laying down with destroyed helmets, which looks very cool in terms of action. And you can see how Robert Rodriguez would like come up with that as an action director. That was like really really cool to see. How did you like it, James?
Yeah, I really like that. It was extremely visceral. And we don't, usually when someone comes up against a stormtrooper, it will be a blaster or a lightsaber, and it kind of like strikes them with some sparks, and then they kind of like fall down. So it was good to see like armor getting smashed. Like it kind of made stormtroopers seem strangely a little bit more like real and imposing almost, because there was actual like hits going to them. I don't know, difficult to describe, but I really enjoyed it. Really visceral.
Yeah.
I know you said like you didn't, some of the camera angles you weren't keen on, but I thought that stuff like was exaggerated for that effect. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's like for sometimes like I like sometimes when they had like the like from bottom to top, like with Boba, for example, a lot of stuff that I didn't enjoy that much. It looked a little cheapish to me, I have to say. It didn't look on par with the rest of the episodes and with the action we had last week, which was very superb in terms of cinematography and all of that. And I think this episode looked a little cheap in terms of cinematography and landscape.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like I can see where that's coming from. It definitely has a very different visual style. Like
yeah,
I understand almost that, like but going back to like 70s action movies where like cameras would like tilt really quickly and you'd get like this massively dramatic hit. I just kind of enjoyed that because it was something different that I hadn't really seen in Star Wars. So it was just like, something a little bit different, rather than like a couple of episodes ago it was like stormtroopers and you're following stormtroopers and they're getting hit like down a corridor, and it's like kind of seen this before. So exactly. It was good to see a different take.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. And we also see a new stormtrooper, and this is the Mortar Trooper, which has the mortar launcher there, which is really interesting. That's we're probably gonna make a good action figure. Did you like the Mortar Trooper or not?
Yeah, it's cool. It's another variation.
Okay.
Like you said, yeah, it'll be a good Nerf gun or whatever. Like when they bring that out eventually and make tons of it. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but by the way, I think Nerf just released the Ambin, the Mandalorian gun with the electroshocker. Yeah. It's like super
the little sight and everything.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really big. So I actually was
not for kids.
I was actually thinking about getting one.
There you go. See, they're not for kids; they're for adults.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we had also a comeback by another weapon, which is the EMP web, and yeah, we can see it firing and heavy rotation. We saw it in Chapter 8 again, and how powerful it was, and that was really cool to see. And Shannon fanned, but she could escape the the web, and was it EMP? No, it was E-Web, right? E-Web. I'm sorry, my bad. E-Web. And yeah, she could escape. So yeah, stormtroopers can't hit. We're still at the same issue there. And then we have like a really cool scene I really enjoyed, which was the Indy Stone scene. Did you like that one too, or was it too much on the nose for you?
Which seems that?
When Fennec Shand pushes down the boulder, and the boulder like the boulder scene.
I thought it was kind of fun. See, that kind of like fit in with all the other like highly dramatized stuff. It was kind of like ramped up to this is high, like almost like fantastical stuff, and it reminded me of like Indiana Jones and like the tumbling boulder and stuff like that.
I think that's where
it was fun. It was definitely fun.
The reference came from. Yeah, so that was really cool to see. And yeah, then one of the things happens is that Boba sees is like down there and kills like a couple more stormtroopers, which was for me like I was kind of bored at some point because we get some more stormtroopers coming. Fennec Shand is like shooting pretty cool and like killing more and more and more. And at some point I was like, okay, I get it. Everybody is like good at what they do and they're good killers, but please, I'm over it. Let's do some more drama and some more story beats maybe.
maybe.
Your take.
I liked it just because it was like it was so different to the first style of like getting rid of the stormtroopers.
Hmm.
And we got to see like a lot of the different things that Boba is supposed to have had, like from the visual dictionaries, like the knee
Yeah, hold on,
rockets
we're not there
and
yet.
things like that. Stuff like that. That's why I enjoyed it. Like because we got to see like different things like that.
Okay, I want to talk about the knee rockets in a second here, but before that, it happened. We can see Din again, who is trying to get into the force field, but he can't get in there, so he turns around and tries to help, and he helps Fennec, and I think that was really interesting because she was like really in trouble, lots of troopers around, and he basically he owes her a debt, and they're even now by protecting her. And she puts like stands in front of her because the Beskar can take the hits. He actually gets hit a couple times, and that was really cool. And then he turns on the heat, firing the whistling birds, the super rare things that she should only take in.
I thought that when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, we've already talked about
Yeah.
this. Like, where do they come from?"
You know, it's like the Hollywood Endless magazine.
That was the filler episode that would have come. Like, they stopped off somewhere and he bought some like whistling birds from some
Yeah.
trader, like Galactic eBay.
Exactly. But yeah, so that was like really interesting to see that, of course, and like helping him, and it shows again how much he dedicates to a cause and like doing the right thing. And I think that's why also Grogu and he have such a solid connection and such a good connection in terms of who they are as a person. And yeah, as you mentioned, Boba comes back in a certain fashion. But before he comes back, we have the scene where he looks at the Razor Crest and he sees the armor far away. I was thinking for a second, oh, is he gonna be Boba Fett bounty hunter, no honor thief, basically taking back his armor because it's actually his and he just doesn't give a shit? I thought
Yeah.
that for a second there.
Yeah, they could have played it that way.
Yeah, I think they actually that's why they like left us alone and didn't show where like Boba like going over there and putting on the armor. And
Well,
yeah,
it's because it's a struggle to put it on. That's the real reason why they didn't show it.
probably yeah. He needs some new fitting.
Yeah,
He got
it was tight. It's tight.
He got the Thor treatment. I was interesting, but I mean, if Timur Morrison, he is still like I don't know, he's old-ish, and he seemed very fit though. So
Yeah.
and with all the scars like on the close-up, that was interesting to see. Like with the green skin color, by the way, we didn't talk about that. Like maybe some acid from the Sarlacc pit that's still's in him. I don't know.
Still a mystery about that.
But yeah, it was really badass when he flew in and kicked some serious butt Boba style, and like with like his armor, used his armor, had like a rocket punch. The rocket punch was really cool to see.
Yeah.
And then we have the knee rockets, as you said, and yeah, I also love the details that he still was wearing the coat underneath. And that was really cool to see. And also like when he basically shot like other people without looking and stuff like that, so that was like really interesting on what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then so Boba was kicking ass. Everybody was like, "Oh shit, we gotta go. They're too strong now."
Oh yeah, I love that line. That was the best line.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I wondered for a second because now they saw there were still a bunch of people around, bunch of stormtroopers, but they saw Boba Fett in armor. I was wondering if they know about Boba, because Boba was like working for the Empire. He was hired a lot.
Yeah, it's not that long ago, is it?
Yeah, and I saw this like what was that? This meme where they said like Anakin hired Boba Fett because when Boba was talking, it reminded him of Rex.
There you go. That's kind of sweet in a way.
Right? It's the goodness in Anakin.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool to see.
I want you around. You remind me of someone.
Someone I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting thought though to look at it this way. I liked it, and then we have some more Boba Fett badness, and he shoots his rocket, his backpack rocket, into the ship, and both ship crash. And I was like, afterwards he was like, when he was like, that was some good shooting, and he was like, I tried to hit the other one. It's like, okay, dude, just take the win, buddy. So yeah, that was really interesting. It seemed like everything is doing good, but then we had a dishwasher, and the Razor Crest gets shot down from the sky. There's a big fat blaster bolt raining down out of the sky. So there must be an Imperial ship somewhere, and it rains down on the Razor Crest. The Razor Crest explodes into 1,000 pieces. So get your Lego and other sets ready. There will be sets probably, and yeah, that was
Exploded Lego sets as well.
Yeah,
just pieces.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I wondered because they had like when they went closer to the wreck of the ship, or like the dust more. They find only the spear and the knob. Is the knob made of Beskar?
It's a bit of a weird use for Beskar, to be honest.
Right? I was thinking about maybe it's like he's like tuning his car, you know, like pimped out rims, have like a gear. The gear shift is like has a cool knob, you know.
Pimp my razor, yeah.
Pimp my razor, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's not gone well. He only managed to do the knob and then it's gone. That's really sad.
Yeah, it's the Razor Crest.
Yeah.
the stripes are missing. But yeah,
he would have been so much faster if he'd have put stripes on it from the start. Like,
yeah,
he should have had a filler mission where he just got went somewhere and he was like, I need stripes. It's like, well, I could get you stripes, but you have to go kill this guy first. They missed out on that. That would have been a great episode.
Oh my god. That wasn't wrong. Oh man, that's all your fault. Okay, but yeah, so that would be actually pretty funny, and I kind of saw this scene as in he was kind of helpless in terms of he doesn't know what to do. His ship is getting destroyed, and I compared it in a couple of other episodes. Like the ship represents his armor in the metaphysical way, and he is open to he has no protection left. In that sort of sense, and we will see in a second why there is why this is, and we have a very cool scene where Moff Gideon stands on a bridge of his Star Destroyer or his command ship, and he stands there like Vader, like the beautiful piece. I have there, but people probably can't see it. But it's the Matt Ferguson one, and he did the Empire Strikes Back for his triptych, where Vader stands exactly like that in the middle on his.
Such an iconic thing now, isn't it? In Star Wars, yeah. They did that in the sequel trilogy as well. It's exactly. Like one of the things with the windows and someone looking out. It's amazing that they've made that their own, like a scene like that.
Yeah, and then we could see him like sending down the troops, which was really cool to see. And we have they're sent down in a way that it looks like it reminded me of Iron Man in a way. I'm Jon Favreau doing the show, so it's that.
Like, that's true.
Very Iron Man moment, I'd say. And
yeah.
It looked very awesome, I have to say, when they were coming in. How did you feel about the Dark Troopers seeing them in action?
Yeah, that was good. I hadn't thought about that. That's quite a good observation, really. The way they came down like that, the way they looked. So, I don't know. They look okay. They're not completely exactly like any kind of canon troopers that we've seen before, like Dark Troopers that we've seen before. They're kind of like a cross between, so they look kind of new but familiar.
How did you like the design in terms of, because they reminded me of Vader a lot?
Yeah, I think they're playing on that quite a lot, like with Gideon's like
Yeah.
chest plate, like that's obviously like
Is
that.
he? Is he
And I
maybe?
guess he would have ordered. I think Gideon's kind of like a bit of a Vader wannabe, I suppose. And I suppose he would have
Yeah.
like wanted these to look like that because, you know, he wants to carry on like what Vader was trying to do.
Yeah, maybe. I
Um,
I was I was thinking that he is like that he's like basically like Kylo Ren in that sort of
yeah,
sense, you know,
yeah,
and like he's all about Vader. I need to live up to him in sort of sense, like more in a military sense for Gideon, I'd say,
yeah.
than of Jedi science. But I think that was really interesting to see, like
Yeah,
his
I
homage.
think Gideon's like he's not the big bad, like especially now we know that
Yeah,
Thrawn's around. He's kind of this guy who is taking bits from everyone else to try and be a leader, and you know he's trying to get like midichlorians and use the Force by stealing it, and he's kind of trying to stealing Vader's identity. Hopefully, it'll kind of like come back to, you know, punch him, kick him in the balls.
we will. There will be a Beskar spear fight with the dark saber. I have a feeling about that.
Do you think the Dark Troopers are made of Beskar?
No, they're not. They don't have
They're
him.
not.
They don't have Beskar.
Well, I wondered, like, I was thinking maybe it might, another weird take that I was thinking, we haven't seen the armorer, and she was collecting quite a lot. I wonder if it might be revealed that she, you know, she's either been taken by Gideon or been working
Yeah.
somehow with Gideon.
I think that would be too crazy because then we couldn't like they would be like impenetrable, and he had like a lot of them.
That's true. There was like a corridor full, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think the one thing when they landed down there, they looked a little clunky.
Mm-hmm.
For me.
Especially when you see like last week, like
the HK droid, the HK
yeah,
droids.
there was like completely like humans, like superhumans that could like do backflips over
Yeah, I thought
houses.
I also thought they would be more like this. But oh well.
Yeah.
I also like
they looked like cool. They looked like big and impending and stuff with the red eyes.
Yeah,
but I felt like they were like almost like a concept stage for design and not finals, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But they still look cool.
Yeah, I mean they have different versions. I think it's an MK3 type of situation here, like the Iron Man suits. So
yeah,
you know, like evolution. And I like the concept art where they all have like miniguns, like minigun blaster rifle type of situation. That's like that's really cool. And and then they just step up to Grogu and want to take him away. And I thought he's going to use the Force to kick some ass, but I guess he was too tired.
Too tired. He gets tired really easily.
He's sleepy. Sleepy. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. Yeah, and yeah, that's like really cool. And Fennec Shand sends Boba to his ship because the Razor Crest was destroyed as well. So then we see Boba following the Dark Troopers, and he's not supposed to intervene, and because the child could get hurt. We don't want that, and so on. And then we'll see him, which was really interesting to me, flying up to the ship, and then he sees it. You can all see it like the shadow on his face, basically looking up, and then he's like, "They are back. Who's back? The Empire. And this is not a spy stream or something like that, or whatever he's saying. This is no spy stream." And I think that was like really cool, like reference to the spice, you know, like the drug. Which George Lucas took right away from Dune.
Yeah, that's all from Dune.
Yeah, so that was it's also like really cool, like that he's doing that. And I wonder why, like, does he fear the Empire? Because he seemed a little shocked. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, in terms of time period, well, we literally don't know what he's been doing like since the Sarlacc pit and Jedi. It's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult to know. Like, is he? I mean, he's obviously aware that.
Yeah, but
the New
why would he?
Republic
But
is
why
formed.
would he fear? Yeah, but why would he fear? And Fennec Shand actually says that no, it's the Outer Rim. It's protected by the Republic. Blah blah blah.
Well, maybe because he fucked up during Jedi.
But he didn't fuck up, did he?
Well, kind of did.
Does he think Vader is still alive and it's gonna come back?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't capture Luke, or what? How did he fuck up? I
No.
mean, he did not. He took it to Jabba.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, he did his job. He did do his job.
I just wonder why he would be so shocked. It's like it was interesting in that kind of way. Maybe I don't know. Maybe from the Clone
He seems a
Wars.
little bit more honourable now, doesn't he? Like the way that
Yeah.
they've portrayed him in this, as opposed
Yeah.
to comics and stuff.
Yeah.
He seems a little more honourable. So
Yeah.
maybe he's like, oh, I think it would be better if everyone kind of tried to get along and there was some kind of.
Also, the team up with Fennec Shand in that way is not really his style. Actually, he's more like of a lone wolf.
Yeah.
But
I'm so glad that like that character is back as well, because I
Yeah,
was
she was
worried
cool.
that they would lose like an actress of that caliber. But yeah.
The crazy thing is, I did not know that she's like 57 years old.
What?
Yeah, she's 57.
Well, she's got robots and stuff inside her, so that's helping.
Yeah, right.
That's insane.
Right? I was like, what? Wait, what? I thought she's like 40.
Secret. Like, what? That's
Crazy.
wow.
Yeah, Asians have some good genes sometimes, and when it comes to looking young, that's like me shaving my beard.
She shaved her beard and she looks young.
Exactly. So yeah, cool thing is that they kind of team up after that. Boba he still wants to honor the deal and help him to get that back. I wonder if it's more like if Boba is now kind of in this mentor role, talking like teaching him about the ways of things, and because it was like really interesting to see when he says, "Yeah, I honor the deal," and then he shows his little pop-up
Casio watch.
pop-up family tree from the suit, and has like all the writings on there, and like it's in Mandoao and not Mando Diao, it's Mandoai, something like that. I don't know what the last letter was. Mandao. And there's some people translate this whole thing, and you as you mentioned, Din is reading it. It says Boba Fett on there in its chain code, and then it says Foundling and took in the, and then we don't see the year, which year was that he's from Concord Dawn, that his father was Jango Fett, and the mentor of I think it was Django. I think Django was Jester Mariel, which was part also. They were like of the split of Mandalorian side, and I think that's really interesting to look into that. And they actually had the language and made this happening, so people know about it from the extended universe. Of course, it was in the comics, in the Boba comics, so it was really interesting to see all of that in the chain code and translated for the people that don't know about it. And then we see the Slave One land in Navarro, which we've been a couple times now, and the Din, the Mando, he's getting help from Cara Dune, which is an official marshal now for the New Republic, which is interesting that she took the job. And then he says that he is looking for Migs Mayfeld. And Migs Mayfeld is from the Prisoner episode. We hear what he's in for killing a prisoner and all of that stuff. And then we see before that this bunch of Easter eggs in Auberesh, the language, the basic language in its written form. And we have, I think there's a Tusken Raider in there who has been to Albany prison, which is like an acronym. Was it acronym? Yeah, acronym for, not acronym. When the letters are mixed up, I don't know. I forgot what it was. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
When you can scramble the
Anagram.
letters. Anagram, exactly. For Obi-Wan, of course, and that is referring to Jyn Erso and the prison, because she was at the same prison at the beginning of Rogue One. So that's a little fun fact there. And yeah, some other stuff in there. with people that we kind of see and know and notorious people in terms of that. So this
Someone said that Rodriguez was like in there, but in makeup with something on his face.
okay, didn't know that.
I
Yeah.
haven't. No, I haven't really looked into it properly, but
Yeah, it's very nerdy and very fun. Most of them are probably people that are from the series in some sort of form that work on it and
yeah.
are in it now. They're honored. Yeah, that was really cool to see because he needs Mayfeld to find Gideon because Mayfeld was a stormtrooper at some point, so he might know where Gideon is or what Gideon is up to. And then we have a turn to the ship of Gideon, and we see Grogu in a cell tossing around stormtroopers with the Force. I love that part. He was very strong in the Force, throwing them around. He was also very protective of himself. Like he choked a stormtrooper. So we see like Force push like on the light side and also choking on as on the dark side. That was interesting.
Yeah.
How did
But
you
it's
like?
also it was awesome to see, like, but it's kind of sad as well. Like he's kind of being encouraged to use like his force powers to
Yeah,
harm others, which is obviously the plan, I guess.
yeah, and
It's kind of sad as well. Yeah.
yeah, and then Gideon likes what he sees, and then
Yeah, exactly.
he stuns Grogu and like makes fun of him. Yeah, oh, you're so sleepy, and yeah, so it's like that was like kind of like okay, dude. And yeah, he pulls out the dark saber, and I love the dark saber in that way, and the way it sounds, and like it's not like a lightsaber, but he compares it to a lightsaber. So I wonder what the story is if we get more of the backstory of the dark saber at some point. And yeah, it sounds different from a lightsaber, but it sounds cool also. And the humming and like when it goes when you start it, ignite it basically, and
And
turn it
Grogu
off.
was like he recognized it to be like a lightsaber because he
Yeah.
kind of like reached out for it, didn't he?
Yeah,
He was just, like,
exactly. Yeah.
tired and just going, one of those. I remember my Jedi training.
Yeah. And then he gets stunned, as in New Hope, for example. Princess Leia gets stunned in the beginning with this blue little circles that they're shooting for the stun. And yeah, that was like really cool to see. And then we have little Grogu in his tiny, cute ass chains. Love that look. Looked really cute. And that was really interesting. And then the episode is over. So there's a lot to happen in the last two episodes we have left, and I wonder where this is all going. So we'll see. But did we have some parenting moments, James? You want to point them out? I think
The
we
start,
talked.
like the first scene was like parenting, wasn't it? He was kind of like laughing along with Grogu.
Yeah,
Um, it was kind of like almost like respecting him a little bit more as like someone who, as if it's almost like the kid is growing up a bit, and he gave it a little bit more respect. He wasn't just like this little thing that he had to look after. It was almost like he's got his own personality, his own importance a little bit.
yeah.
I don't know. Were there any other like parenting moments?
Not really. He was like, I think he was.
Left the kid on his own on a rock. Like,
Yeah. Bad parenting in the heat. In the heat. No windows open. Oh no, he was flying. He was flying with no windows. So, but yeah, I mean, there was. I think you named it, and then I had like this connection. I've written down the connection of like hearing the name and having this bond, and also that he wants to protect them, and then that he can change. The kid basically does what it wants in a sort of way, so that they have this kind of like, hey, I'm a rebellious teenager kind of thing in there. That was really interesting to see. Yeah, armor moments. We had, as I was mentioned before, the protecting of Fennec, and that Boba wants his armor. What armor means in general. The man was like, really, hey, Are you a Mandalorian? Have you taken a creed? I cannot give the armor away. And also, as I mentioned, the ship is gone. So it also symbolizes, though, in the kind of way, it foreshadows that he cannot protect Grogu. And I think that is really interesting to see that we have the connection there. And I wonder how this is going to turn out, that he has no ship now. And what is happening afterwards. Is Boba going to die, teaming up with him? And is he going to get the Slave
He's
One?
gonna get Slave One.
That would be crazy.
You get to see the inside of Slave One properly, hopefully.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit in Attack of the Clones, but yeah.
Attack of the Clones. But it looked like a computer game then. So
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how it looks like. We will see. Because there was one shot, but it wasn't from the Slave. It is from the Slave One. Yeah, the one concept art shot is from the Slave One.
all right.
You can see Boba in there in his suit, and it has like the yellowish light coming out there, and like all the red LEDs. So that was kind of interesting to see. But yeah, new story beats. We have a new goal. He needs to get the child. I wonder what the team up is going to bring. And if they, I also like the beats that they have storylines from season 1 that were unanswered questions, and they tied it in with season 2. And if there's going to be more of that in the future, I really enjoyed that. Mando Tech, as we mentioned, bunch of stuff: the head-up display, the backpack rocket, the jetpack, the knee rockets, and so much Mando stuff that we really liked and love. And my question for you is, I have 3 questions for both of us, of course. One we asked already is the thought of Boba's thought about Empire, and all my question would be concerning the Empire as well. What is the goal of the Empire here? What do you think?
I think it's interesting that they used those vehicles that dropped the stormtroopers that were from
The First Order.
Force Awakens. Yeah, because obviously, they were so tied in with the First Order.
Yeah,
it seems like it's a bit of a suggestion that this is like the beginning of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like there's a grand scheme. There's someone big in the background who is like starting up that. I think it ties in with that. But Gideon has probably his own Vader fantasies that he wants to live out on his own.
Yeah.
And
why would you say Boba would team up with the Mandalorian in that way? Are they that connected in that way?
Yeah, it's still to be. There's still so much unknown about Boba Fett. Like, I hope they fill it in. I hope he's not just going to make an appearance, then die like at the end of the series, and there's just like loads to fill in. And I guess then they'll just like fill it in comics or something. It would be nice to have a bit more rounded like character arc from that, rather than just like having him in the series and then getting rid.
I wonder if he's going to help also, like his father. He fought in the Civil War, and I wonder if they gonna do that as well, like to free Mandalore in that way and have them in there in the season, like Bo-Katan coming back.
That would be cool. Like I think that's good. Bo-Katan has to come back. There has to be some kind of change within like the rule of Mandalore. You'd have thought like maybe by the season end, maybe longer, but I'd hope that, because the saber's in the hands of Gideon, like, and we're heading for some kind of duel with that, then it would be sorted with Bo-Katan and the saber.
Yeah.
In the last episode, it's really ramped up. Like over 2 episodes, all the story strands have just like they're all starting to meet now. And
Exactly.
It's obviously going to be this big team up.
What
kind of like it was like when it was like that in the first series, wasn't it?
Everybody got together and helped, and so I think so. I think the same is going to happen. Who do you think is going to answer the call?
I would have said, I have said Ezra. I'm
You still on
starting
Ezra?
more and more to. Yeah, I think so. Although I'm starting to lean more on Luke somehow. I don't know. I don't know why. I kind of, as long as they do it well and they don't like retro. I don't think they would like de-age Mark Hamill.
Sebastian Stan is gonna come.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he's in the Disney family, isn't he?
Yeah.
That show will be coming out
And
fairly soon. I
and
guess.
Mark Hamill endorsed it already. So that
All right.
Sebastian Stan would say, yeah, if I get like the approval basically, and yeah, Mark Hamill gave it on the internet. So
It would look good, like the mock-ups and stuff that people
yeah,
have done. It's like, whoa, that's scarily similar.
yeah, exactly.
And yeah, the de-aging won't really work. If I mean, they could do it similar to Rise of Skywalker, can't remember, where it's kind of like dark or slightly pixelated, so it could be Force Ghost, like younger Luke. They could do something like that. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but
It's exciting to know.
but maybe it's just Ahsoka coming back
True, could be. Yeah,
because maybe
she could turn up.
Gideon knows where Thrawn is.
Yeah, I mean, she could have like thought about it over time and thought, look, okay, I'll put that aside. Like he needs to be trained in the light side of the Force because Gideon's taking him the other way, and I will train Grogu. That would be kind of neat as well.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I'll wonder, and we might find out this week already, or we might find out next week at the last episode. Okay, so people, thank you for tuning in for the Bounty Puck Chapter 14, The Tragedy. Thank you, James, for stopping by again. And we might have a new guest for you next week. I think, yeah, we actually do. I hope this time is going to work out everything. And no dishwashers or something like that. I think our guest next week remodeled his bathroom already, so we're good on that. Ryan Shoemate, the maker of very cool dinosaur prints that I have in my flat file. I'm gonna. By the way, the frames for the Mitchell, they fit perfectly for the size. They're made for it.
Perfect.
All right, people. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week, and James, I'll see you obviously soonish. Take care. Bye.
Bye.